understand and we know that you cannot change what has happened. You cannot change your past, but you have the power to intentionally and strategically do something about what you want to see in your future. So when you think about that one scenario, I want you to be really honest. It could have been someone who has a alcoholic mother who went on a tirade in a scenario where they went on a tirade and maybe was abusive to you or said some terrible things or did some terrible things and tore up the house, or I don't know what it could have been, whatever that memory was. I just want you to think about that and then think about how that could be impacting you right now. If it hasn't been resolved or it hasn't been dealt with, think about how it could be impacting you right now. It could cause you not to be as trusting because you trust, everyone wants to trust their mother and everyone wants to have a great life and experience with their nuclear family, and that's not always the case, unfortunately. But if you think about it, think about how that could have impacted you. And then think about what you might be doing now that makes the difference that you don't want to see. It might be impacting you differently in a way that you relate to people and you don't let anybody get close to you. Or it may be just the opposite. You may drink too much to drown out this negative emotion. I'm here to help you and I want to see you transform your life. But the first step is to be honest and to come out of denial and to recognize nobody is perfect. We all have something that we are dealing with and we all have something that we have to overcome. But the good news is we have the power inside to do that. And so I want you to think about, now that we talked about all the, the negativity around that scenario, I want you to think about the changes that you want to see in that situation. Take a minute and think about the changes that you would like to have seen in that situation. I know I hear so many people say, oh, I wish my mom would have loved me more. I wish we could have had a better relationship. I wish that she wasn't, or we talk about somebody else, my father wasn't addicted to drugs, or I wish that, somebody didn't rape me or hurt me or was unkind to me or was a bully to me. I had a scenario in my life when I was in grade school, and there was a girl named Monique, and she was going to, she told me she was a bully, and she told me she was going to beat me up after school, and it was horrifying. First of all, here I am, this little scrawny, skinny child, a very shy girl, and just was minding my business. I just wanted to live a good life and wanted everybody to be happy. I don't know why she would want to pick on me, but she had targeted me as her punching bag. That afternoon after school, she told everybody she was going to beat me up. And it just horrified me, and I feel so sorry for people who have to go through that on their jobs and their lives and their homes with their families. And I feel for you, and I want you to know that I understand what that feels like. Well, as it turns out, she met me after school, and I certainly made up in my mind I was going to get home as quick as I could. And I want you to know that she came after me with everything she had. She pushed me from behind, and she kept pushing me, and I'm trying to get home. And all of a sudden, the only thing I could instinctively think of doing was to turn around. I balled up my fist, and I turned around, and oh, I walloped her. I walloped her, and she went straight to the ground. And I want you to know she never bothered me ever again. But the point I'm trying to make is that was a good ending to the story. But everybody doesn't have that gift. I was able to feel like I could overcome her. I felt strong. I felt like I could do anything in that moment. And of course, after that, I was still scared to death, and I ran home because that wasn't the life. I'm a peacemaker, and I just wanted everybody to be happy. And so it wasn't quite the way that I wanted it to end. But thankfully, it was something that transformed the trajectory of my life. It could have turned out so different, and she could have beat me up, and I could have, been wounded for the rest of my life, like somebody who may be watching this video. And so if that happened to you, if you had a negative ending to that kind of a story, I want to give you a little tool that you can use to help you rewrite the end of that story and recreate the story in such a way that it would make you a victor instead of a victim. Think about the story I want to help you think about the story in a different way and begin now to rewrite the end of that story. No matter what that scenario is, take a minute, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and breathe in all of the beauty and the love and the joy that you can muster up and add it to the end of that story. It's a psychological recreation, and it's what psychologists have helped us to understand we can do. And I'll prove it to you. So if you've ever been on a island, on a sunny day, on a beach somewhere, you know how powerful this can be when you return home and you close your eyes and you remember the sun hitting your face and the warmth and the glow of the sun and the breeze that's blowing, and you could smell the air. Can you smell the air and the sand? You can feel it in your toes. And did you feel that? All of a sudden you go right back to where that place was. And the same thing happens when we watch a movie. Your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy. And so what you can do is recreate the end of the story and play it over and over again in your mind until your mind gets the new ending. This is called recreation. And so you can recreate the story so that you can have a tool to overcome those things that keep you stuck in life, because those bad negative scenarios could keep you stuck from wanting to go further, to be a top performer, and you cannot. Again, these are things that you couldn't control. You couldn't control them, but now you can change them. You can transform them to make a difference in your life. And now, rather than a stumbling block, they can be a stepping stool to launch you into your next dimension. And so I want you to think about what action steps you can take right now to help change your future. So think about the thing that you can do to be more conscious of what your past has done to influence your behavior right now. Think about it. Think about, let's go back to the scenario of the drinking mother, and possibly that's why you may drink too much. And if you can honestly be honest about that, then you can find the very core, the very element that can help to transform your life. And so I want to affirm to you that only you have the power to transform your shortcomings. Only you have the power to change your shortcomings and transform your life. Only you can make the adjustment. The only person that you can control is you. And even though there were many things in the beginning of your life that you could not control, this is something you can control. You can control the outcomes. So I want you to see in your mind what happened, and then think about how it could have happened differently. And I give you permission to see the best possible outcomes. Use your power to change the outcome to look more like what you want to see. Keep trying until you get it right, and keep playing that video in your mind over and over and over again until you see the happy ending in your life. And what you've learned today will help you move forward on this journey to totally transform your life, and it will help you to shift from where you are to where you need to be. I want you to know you're well on your way to a totally fulfilling, pretty amazing, completely rewarding dream life. And so I want you to be sure to contact me for a free destiny session to help you understand how to move forward with my coaching. And you can go on my website and get some more powerful resources at totallifetransformation.net. Be sure to use your Destination Transformation Workbook so you can chart your progress. And I want to continue this journey with you on the road to review your life. You can continue to rewind the tape and review it over and over again so that you can get the dynamics to use this powerful tool so that you can rewrite the ending of the script to your story. And so our next turn is the road to rediscovery. And until then, this is Dr. LaVerne Adams saying, you can live a totally fulfilling, pretty amazing, completely rewarding dream life. And I'm here to help you every step of the way.